Sebastian Stan's stylist seemingly confirms Two-Face for the Batman part number 2. So this has been floating around that he's in the running to be cast as Harvey Dent. And, of course, his stylist would know. You know, if you got all this crap on his face while you're doing his hair, you're going to notice that. So Sebastian Stan may indeed be playing Harvey Dent and his villainous alter ego Two-Face in The Batman, part number 2. And now we have another big hit. Following the rumors, Stan's stylist Michael Fisher posted 2 Instagram stories that all but confirm the role. One shows Stan in a sharp suit with half his face digitally scarred. Classic Two-Face imagery. The second slide shows a photo of the actor labeling Stan as Harvey Dent in the sequel's cast. Neither Warner Brothers nor Sebastian Stan have officially confirmed the character, but the posts speak for themselves. I'm assuming it'll look a lot better in the movie than, gee, who could he be playing? Oh, I don't know. Stan's casting was first reported by Deadline as a major role opposite Robert Pattinson. Rumors immediately pointed to Harvey Dent, and these new Instagram stories appear to support that. Matt Reeves has been slowly introducing Gotham's rogues across his films, with Penguin getting a spinoff and Joker teased in a deleted scene. Well, yeah, but you did get to hear his voice at the end of the theatrical release. Yeah. Anyway, Harvey Dent is another cornerstone character, and Stan is a strong pick for a slow burn transformation. Yes. If Stan is playing Dent and potentially Two-Face, it sets up a more emotionally charged villain arc. Past reports also tied Scarlett Johansson to Gilda Dent, Harvey's wife, adding more depth to the Dent storyline. The Joker, Barry Keoghan, I guess, is also expected to return, creating a scenario where Bruce Wayne faces rising threats from multiple fronts, not just from the shadows, but from inside Gotham's legal system. So, Scarlett Johansson was the first one a while ago to be in talks to do the movie. One wonders, they said she's going to be a villain and all this, and we thought, could she be Poison Ivy? Yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. But no, it doesn't sound like that. And there were other characters she could be. There was some speculation and whatnot. But with this all but confirmed that Sebastian Stan will be Two-Face, then it fits in that she might be Gilda Dent. Now, the Batman borrows from the Long Halloween narrative, and of course Harvey Dent and Gilda play prominent roles in that. The article about Deadline that Cosmic Book News talked about made a quick mention that Brad Pitt was being talked to about being in the movie, but he would be playing Harvey Dent's father. So there was something about that which sparked my thinking that if Scarlett Johansson is Gilda, then okay, they're a husband and wife. But she could also be Harvey Dent's sister, twin sister, Jessica Dent. Now this comes out of the Earth One series. These were a series of graphic novels that DC did that was kind of one of their other attempts at an ultimate universe type thing. Yes, there have been others, All-Star and stuff like that, not just Absolute. But anyway, within that story, it only went through 3 volumes, so I don't think they ever got to a full-on story of a female Two-Face. Basically, the same thing happens to Harvey, but he dies as a result of the attack that scars his face. And she's so overwhelmed with grief, while his face is still burning, she hugs her brother and burns the other side of her face that's pressed against his. So her scarred face, and she takes on the personality of her disturbed brother Harvey. And so there you become this new iteration of Two-Face, at least for the Earth One universe. And so you get a gender swap, sort of, kind of Two-Face. Well, and I don't know, is that what they're doing? And Sebastian Stan will be here to be Harvey, but he dies, and then Scarlett Johansson becomes the female Two-Face. But I don't know, the end of the movie or whatever. Like, oh, and the possibilities are there that they're going to borrow more from Earth One rather than, or they might just do it with Gilda instead of the twin sister. Now, the twin sister, the business of Harvey's obsession with duality and all that, would kind of fit in. But instead, you make Gilda become the villain, after the death of her husband. So it could be that, but still, it gets into the gender swap nonsense that nobody wants. I don't care about your creative approaches and your takes on this and that. It's kind of lazy when you just gender swap a character anyway. It's like, well, we're just doing the same character over and over again. Well, you got to come up with an actual story for the character to do. But nevertheless, that's too much of the wokeness. A slight whiff of wokeness for your movie or television show is death. It's dead on arrival when you do that. No matter how unfair it might be that the overall story is very compelling, everything else is so well done, there's great performances, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. They got a whiff of it. They stay away. Especially when it's one of these big franchise characters and that sort of thing. Some original movie or whatever, original characters, it doesn't even apply. Whether there's a character that you started out was going to be a man, but you changed it to a woman for whatever, that happens all the time. But that's an original story, so it doesn't count as that. So that's going to be accepted. But anything with any wokeness to it, in a lot of ways you can make all kinds of arguments about how it's unfair. A lot of stories about gay characters or something like that. Probably going to be especially when it's, absolutely when it's absolutely original, then it would be unfair to just call it woke at the outset. But it's probably going to happen because of the damage and the radioactive fallout from the woke era. So anything akin to gender swaps or race swaps, you're done before you get out the gate. So hopefully that's not the case. No. Now, with more of the Long Halloween take, where it's Gilda suffers a mental breakdown as well due to the horror of what becomes of her husband and all that, and this sort of, tragic, sick relationship that develops between them as a result of all of this. Well, that could work. And, that would be an interesting take on the story as well. So if they go in that direction, it'd be pretty solid. Plus, you combine the two of Earth One and Long Halloween narratives and whatnot, especially with the Penguin and stuff. And after what they've done with the Penguin series, which really, in my opinion, saved the Batman franchise. I mean, the Batman movie just looked cool. It had cool scenes here and there, but it was terrible. There just really wasn't anything there. But Penguin, on the other hand, was solid. And if it's more in the direction of that, and then you have Penguin kind of at the heart of the sequel, then you really got something. Hopefully that's what it'll be. Because considering what the DCU has done, all hope lies on the shoulders of Batman as far as the DC franchise going forward. And really, I mean, Batman's the star anyway, so you're always going to be dependent on him. But anyway, there you go. Sebastian Stan is Two-Face. I'm pretty sure that's a done deal. And there you go. The other interesting thing about it, though, pairing him with Scarlett Johansson, it's interesting because they're both Marvel veterans, Black Widow and Bucky. And I always thought they would have made a great choice if the Star Wars story movies had been successful, and they could have done a Mara Jade movie with Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker, and Scarlett Johansson would be Mara Jade. in the right hands for the plot, that would have been awesome. And it could have filled in a lot of gaps about Luke and all that stuff. Provided there was a sequel trilogy that was worth the crap, of course. We know that was never in the cards. Yeah. Yeah. Last Jedi, huh? Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, we'll see how this plays out. For the Bitman, number 2. Oh, number 2. Of course Two-Face is going to be in that. See? It all makes sense now.